What's up, Internet? I'm Kind of the Critic, and I'm here with my, not a review actually, rather a concept video for my dream season of Doctor Who. Now, I did originally have this planned out, and there was actually a part 1, which was probably about as long as this is going to be, but unfortunately my editor wouldn't work, and Pearl Mackie was announced as the companion, so I kind of had to scrap that idea for later. And, well, here it is, now that I have some free time to do it. Before I actually go into it, though, I'd like to define the term dream season, in which basically the tone of the episodes, who's going to write the episodes, who's going to direct them, who might star in them, or possibly the overall story arc. That is what defines a dream season, in my opinion. And with that said, let's start the episode off with, well, who's going to write it? The first episode I would like to be written by current showrunner Stephen Moffat and soon-to-be showrunner Chris Chibnall, and also I would like for Colm McCarthy to direct it. She directed Bells of St. John. It was a good episode. Well, not a great episode. Good direction, though. And this episode is your typical introduce you to the companion episode, except that we'd actually kind of get to know them because it would be a 60-minute long episode, 15 extra minutes to kind of develop this character. Not just over the season, but, you know, in this episode as well. And the plot, Doctor's trying to stop some aliens. This person gets caught up in it. She actually works for the aliens. She might be important. We don't know. Her and the Doctor just start traveling together after that. That's pretty much it. The next episode, I would like to be written by Terrence Dykes, or Dix, however you pronounce it, and directed by Patty Russell, who directed Pyramids of Mars and Horror of Fang Rock. And it's going to be a unit episode. It's a two-parter. Basically, it's a almost continuation of the previous episode, because the aliens just, like, there's more of them that we got to take out. There'd be some kind of cliffhanger. Say they got, I don't know. I'm not sure what the cliffhanger would be. It's just a continuation, a fun romp and continuation of the previous episode, in my opinion. That would be episodes 2 and 3, then. Episode 4 I would like to be written by Jamie Mathewson, who wrote Flatline and Mummy on the Orient Express, and I'd like it to be directed by Michael E. Bryant, the guy who directed Robots of Death. It has great characters, great shots. This episode would actually have a possible return of the Boneless, or if Mathewson could possibly come up with another alien or villain, that would also be great. And this is the episode where we actually get taken to an alien world, because it's Doctor Who. Anywhere and time and space. And it's really sad that we spend so much time on Earth and have very little excuse. So yeah, not much there. That would be episode 4. Episode 5 would be written by Toby Whithouse and directed by Douglas McKinnon, who directed Cold War, Time Heist, Listen, and Flatline. In this episode, I would like to see the return of the Fisher King from Toby Whithouse's previous episode, Under the Lake Before the Flood, because I feel that villain had potential, but it was wasted. In this, you know, the Fisher King has taken over Earth in an alternate timeline, and the Doctor and Bill have to do a lot of time jumping in order to help the rebellion take out this person, because they can't use the TARDIS, because the Fisher King knows about it. It looked like an aquatic creature. It might have survived the flood. It's also an alien. It might have figured the Doctor's technology out and kind of figured out a way to defend itself from it in case the Doctor ever came back. I think it would be cool to have this person return, you know? I was rambling there, sorry. Episode 6 is another interesting one, in my opinion. It would be written by Simon Nye, who wrote Amy's Choice, and directed by Hetty MacDonald, who directed Blank in the Series 9 opener, and it's the return of the Dream Lord. Because throughout the previous episodes, the guy's been popping up as like, that guy looks familiar, why does he look familiar, is what the Doctor points out. Like the previous 2 episodes, anyway. In this episode, it's like, oh yeah, you've been in a dream this whole time. You never escaped that factory or whatever. Because, I don't know, they got plugged into some machines and they're trying to harness the Doctor's mind power. And basically, it's the Doctor trying to make his way out of his own dreams. He eventually does, and, well, we learn that the TARDIS is going to crash land or something, and that Bill has been trying to wake him up. Bill already got out of hers, interestingly enough, and it's a matter of fact whether they crash or not, because the TARDIS is shot or whatever. So then, episode 7, I would like to be written by Tom McRae, who wrote this Cybermen 2-parter from Series 2, and The Girl Who Waited, and the episode would be directed by Nick Curran, who also directed that episode, as well as God Complex and Day of the Doctor. This episode would very much be the companion piece to it. In the companion's dreams, it would very much be a character-driven one, revealing more about her that we didn't know, insecurities, etc., etc. Eventually, she overcomes it, wakes up and tries waking up the Doctor, and we get the same ending of the previous episode. It's like, the TARDIS is malfunctioning, it's going to crash land somewhere. That would be episode 6. Episode 7 would be written by Joss Whedon and Tim Minear, and would be directed by Joss Whedon, because why not bring in America's greatest sci-fi writers ever? In this episode, like, I know this is a dream season of Doctor Who, but this would be my dream episode. It would be a 3-parter. Joss would write the first one, Tim would write the second one, they both co-write the third one. It would literally be, they end up on a planet where they get on, or rather, they get picked up by a crew on a spaceship that looks suspiciously like Serenity, with the crew of the spaceship looking suspiciously like that of the crew of Serenity. They pull off a heist in the first episode, or trying to. Second episode is kind of them on the run. Third episode, they crash land, and it's revealed that they're still in the dream. And the Dream Lord's been kind of manipulating them for a while. The end, though, I actually have a definitive ending here. The Doctor is like, the Dream Lord's like, there's only one way out. Yes, it's your death. And the Doctor, like, because they crash land near a cliff or something, the Doctor would push both of them off the cliff. A bit of a literal cliffhanger, but not as stupid as the one from Dragonfire, if you will. Because you're not sure if, like, they'll wake up, or if the Doctor actually dies or something, because the Dream Lord's, like, part of his mind, you know? It's his psyche. And yes, it would technically be a sort of crossover with Firefly/Serenity, because it's my dream season. I'm in control here. I am! And that would be, like, the next 3 episodes. 8, 9, and 10 or something, I don't remember. I already lost count. Yeah, it would be pretty awesome. So then, there's episode 11, which I would want Neil Gaiman to write, because he wrote The Doctor's Wife, a brilliant episode, and I would really like Graham Harper to direct this one, because Graham Harper's just amazing. In this episode, the Doctor and Companion do wake up, but because the Doctor has crossed the line, like the energy that the aliens have been collecting, finally manifests into the Valeyard. Why the Valeyard? Because why not? It would be cool, you know? And then he kills the aliens and has like a bunch of new powers because he's just been born for the first time. Like, this is the creation of the Valeyard, the definitive creation. The Doctor and Companion have to stop him. He doesn't have a time machine, but he has an orb, which has the dream powers that was left over, which allows him to teleport and stuff, make his own fantasy world, like a gothic nightmare festival. That'd be cool, actually. They managed to stop the Valeyard, but he escapes, and the Doctor's basically, the second half of the season would be the Doctor chasing the Valeyard, and bringing him to justice. Episodes 12 and 13 would be written by Philip Martin and directed by Toby Haynes. And this one would see the return of Syl teaming up with the Valeyard in order to stop the Doctor, and more death traps and games and stuff like Vengeance on Varos, because apparently the governor died or something, and then the company took over again with Syl being reinstated. It would be amazing, I feel, because I loved Vengeance on Varos. I mean, not just for that, but the themes in that. The themes would be reapplied here, I'd say. Basically, the people uprise once more. Syl is captured, but the Valeyard manages to escape with the Doctor close on his tail. Once again, that's going to be a bit repetitive, but trust me, it'll work. Episodes 14 and 15 would be written by Ian Briggs and Mark Platt, and would be directed by Alan Waring, who directed Great Show in the Galaxy, Ghostlight, and Survival. Pretty good with character stuff. This one would probably have the Valeyard taking the form of some, Norse god or whatever, and the Doctor thinks it's Fenric or some old enemy until the Valeyard's power runs out. But he's already gotten a TARDIS by this point. Because he made it, he used the Zeitzen ore from Varos to build kind of his own makeshift TARDIS, because he was running out of power, and basically the Doctor managed to figure out who it is, and then the Valeyard runs off once again. Episode 16 would be written by Robert Shearman and directed by Joe Ahern, who directed Dalek and the Series 1 finale. This episode would very much be the villain side of the story. I don't know how. It could, very villain-centric, if you will. Why he's doing all this, why we might feel a little bit of sympathy for him, maybe. I don't know. I just think it would work well, because I don't want Daleks in this season, or Cybermen, any recurring enemy I don't want. But I want Robert Shearman to write an episode, so I thought, let's make him write a villain episode. What he's been planning, maybe, because he knows how to write. He can really write. And Joe Ahern can really direct character movement and, character and action. And that's why I choose this, yeah. Episode 17 would be written by Richard Curtis, who wrote Vincent and the Doctor, and would be directed by Kate Blackburn, who directed Rings of Akatan. Both rather emotional episodes, if you will, and somewhat character-driven. And yeah, a family member of the companion has died, probably the mom or dad. Bill learns that she is not human, in fact. She was adopted. Well, she learns that she wasn't, not their actual child, but adopted. Yeah, I already spoiled what I was going to do later. We eventually learn she's alien. Which is why, the aliens in the first episode kind of employed her. And it's basically also a subplot of the Doctor going, should I stay by my friend's side, or should I actually go after this guy that can, take out the universe? He ultimately decides to be there for Bill. And I think it would be rather, moving, if you will. So yeah, that would be episode 17. Which means we have episodes 18 and 19, written by Stephen Moffat. Both of them would be 60-minute episodes. Both directed by Rachel Talalay, who did the Series 8 and 9 finales. And we finally go to Gallifrey. So it's there's no other place the Valeyard could be. It's got to be Gallifrey. The Doctor is arrested, apparently, for the actions of the Valeyard, because yeah, you're the only renegade, male Time Lord. It's got to be you. We're putting you on trial for the first episode, with Bill trying to find the Valeyard on Gallifrey. With Cliffhanger B and the Doctor being sentenced to death, the second episode would very much be Bill actually managing, the Doctor's last day, supposedly, and Bill getting the Valeyard, only for the Valeyard to activate some time chambers, spewing time energy, I don't know. Some stuff we could invent, because continuity really is screwed up by this point, that it wouldn't matter too much if, the core of Gallifrey, we invented some time thing that split him across time and space, with the Doctor having to sacrifice himself to turn off the machine, because no one else wants to. And that would actually be a cliffhanger for the very last episode. Maybe not the best idea, but I don't know. Basically, that's the episodes, really. I would give Moffat his last hurrah. Hopefully Hopefully he actually has time to plan this all out, because I'm just giving basic synopsis that I would like for an overall story arc. They would actually have to write the episodes if they ever listened to me. So basically that's it in terms of the episodes. I tried to keep it as short as possible, but still somewhat detailed. And I have a few brief notes before I actually end the video, which is the script editors and other small minor stuff. So yeah. I would like for Al Ewing and Rob Williams to come up with the story arc. In case you don't know who they are the people in charge of the 11th Dr. Titan comics if you live in America, and you read those. And I feel the story arc's very good there, so I want them to develop the story arc, like, throughout the episodes. Yeah, basically, they know how to write a story arc, like, that works, isn't too convoluted, and it's still fun. Although you will have to have read or seen the previous episodes to understand. And the other script editors I would like are Stuart Hardy and William Trilby Carlisle. They are YouTubers known as Stu Bagful and Mr. TARDIS Reviews. And I chose them because, for one, Stuart Hardy jokingly came up with like silly ideas towards the end of some of his reviews for Series 9, yeah. Like, for episodes, and I think he would actually be a good script editor, probably. And then there's William Trilby Carlisle, Mr. TARDIS. He is a striving writer and director that I think this would be a good jumping off point for him if they managed to make him script editor, so that he could be a writer for Series 11 or something. I think that would be really cool. And last things, I guess, the TARDIS, like, this is small stuff, but I would still want to keep the same TARDIS we had for the Heaven Sent Hellbent, like, that Capaldi's had, just with those roundels down there in the picture. I love that. I don't know why, I just really love that one. That small touch of roundels just makes it look amazing. Capaldi, I love the scarlet crimson coat or whatever he had, and I want him to use the new sonic screwdriver. Just small stuff I decided to add, but I couldn't help myself. With that said, that's my dream season. A bunch of writers, a bunch of directors, maybe a little, not new faces or anything, but hey, dream season, you gotta have the best of the best. So, with that said, I'll see you next time with maybe another concept video, maybe another review, if you're a regular follower. Hope you liked the video.